Hey folks, in this video I'm going to talk a little bit about the Labster exercises, simulations that you'll be using throughout the session. So in each of the modules where Labster simulations are required, you'll find a specific link to the assignment. So for example, in the energy module, you'll see that we've got Labster simulations here with two Labster simulations indicated. And if you click on these, what you'll find is there's a link that goes to the simulation. Alternatively, and I recommend that at least to begin with, you start with the Labster simulation module because there are some instructions in that module. So for example, there's an introduction video that goes through some real basic demonstrations of how Labster works. The first time you use Labster, as a matter of fact, what it's going to do is it's going to ask you if it's the first time it's used. You're going to run through some of the basic features of Labster as you go through it. Certainly, the first time you do it, you might be confused about a few things. That's to be expected. I certainly was when I started playing around with it. The various simulations. So don't hesitate to ask questions if you kind of get stuck or you're not sure what to do next. In fact, within Labster there is a way to ask questions to help you get through it. But you can ask questions of me as well. So there's this video. There's also a getting started. Now you should be able to go directly. If you click on this, you should be able to go directly to that. It says log in via school LMS. I mean, that's what you're going to be doing. You're going to go through Moodle to do the Labster exercises, and so this will go through. It talks about payments and things like that. You don't need to worry about that because Bellarmine's taking care of everything. It's part of your lab fee that you paid for the course, so you can just go directly to it from Moodle. So anyway, I'm going to pull this down a little bit so I can navigate. So just going back to the Moodle page, there's also instructions about the student dashboard, and you can get access. Now it says grades. Now one thing to understand about this is, of course, we're doing ungrading in this class. As you go through a Labster exercise, there'll be questions that it asks, and it will give you a point score at the end. It will tell you if you're wrong and give you all opportunities to correct it, but it will give you a point score at the end. Don't worry about the point score because I'm not going to be using the point score at all for grades. I'm just going to be interested in the fact that you completed it. So don't worry about the grades, but this is how things are going to be set up for you and how to access various information through that. The Labster exercises should also appear in your Moodle gradebook as well, and that's where I will also indicate complete or not. So, but again, if you've got questions about that, make sure that you ask as you go through it. And so these links here, these little puzzle pieces that you see here, are the actual links to the exercises. And again, I do recommend that you go through this. Go at it from the Labster simulations module when you get started, just because you've got stuff here. So what's going to happen when you click on this, it's going to go directly to the page that has the specific Labster. It will start to load. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm backing out of this. But you should go ahead and, again, if you have any questions about that, but it should start that loading right away. Again, what I will tell you is that Labster recommends Firefox as a browser. It will work with Chrome. It apparently has problems with Safari. Sometimes, in fact, if you look at the bottom of the page, actually, for Labster, you will find that it says Safari's okay, but I had some issues when I was using Safari when I first started playing with Labster, and they certainly recommend Firefox as being the browser that works best. I don't know if Microsoft Edge works. They don't mention that in their literature, but they do talk about Chrome and Firefox. but they do recommend Firefox. So I would recommend using Firefox as well. Embed it within the Labster simulations. There's also going to be, when you finish it, it's going to ask for feedback. They're very much interested in your feedback. I am as well as you go through this. Particularly, I'm interested in whether you find these exercises useful or not. Mostly what you're going to find is that they're going to reinforce the concepts in the videos for the modules. I am very much interested in whether you think they're useful for helping you to understand those kinds of things. So and in any event, have a go at it. The first set of Labster exercises are going to be due with the energy module, and that means that they're going to be due on June 7th. If you, as you work through it, make sure that you are patient as the first time you go through it. Make sure that you're asking questions as you go through it, and just kind of work it out. So, as always, ask questions. Good luck.